What do you think?
Well, I think that is the question. What do you think here? Let me tell you, we are just going live over there on Facebook, on my Facebook page, WCRS 98.5 FM /1450 AM. And according to Facebook, we are now live here in Greenwood, right over here at WCRS Radio. Tell you what, I got my hair cut yesterday. Oh, it was so fabulous. I'm telling you what, my hairdresser, which has been my hairdresser forever and ever, has been under the weather, and I've been waiting, and he's in the recovery phase. So, Michael, I'm thinking of you, but I did get it cut, and then I put a hat on here this morning. But I gotta say, it's made me feel a lot better. I don't feel as weighted down. Everybody had been talking about how long my hair had gotten, and the gal looked at it and she goes, well, I think it could use a trim up a little bit, Ann. So you may not recognize me. It's a little shorter, and the color is just fabulous, and I feel marvelous. So you gotta check out my hat here today and tell me what you think of this hat. This is just kind of all sparkly, which, I kind of like the sparkly stuff. So make sure you, if you wouldn't mind, go check out my hat. And yes, if you make a comment on the hat, either on the chat, on our text line, however you do it during the show, it has to be during the show, I will give you a free Frank's Car Wash, working on some other giveaways, just so you know. And we're having a good time here today. I feel great. Last night, of course, was the kickoff event for the Festival of Flowers. Before I went down to the marketplace, I did go by and check out the museum with their new electricity exhibit. It was exciting. They had so many good things going on that I think this is an exhibit you're going to want to take the kids, the grandkids, even yourself, because it's so fascinating. After what we went through with Hurricane Helene, we lost electricity for days, and everybody was just like, well, how does this happen? You're supposed to plug something in and it works. Well, there were a lot of good reasons why it didn't work, and I think that the museum has done an outstanding job with interactive displays for kids, for adults, but it's all about how this process works. So I hope you are going to go by and check it out. Check it out. That would be a good thing to do. They're open Wednesday through Saturday from 10 to 5, and again, a great place. And that's on the second floor. The first floor, of course, has all kinds of the stores and everything. Lots of good stuff, but the new exhibit is rather exciting. I hope you'll check it out. There's also been a lot of interest, I'll just say this, on Facebook particularly, about the old Wins Shoe sign. Joe Camp has kind of been spearheading this effort to get the neon back in that sign and have it as a iconic remembrance of old Greenwood. And I think that's a pretty cool idea too. So this has been something that is sparking a lot of ideas on things to do. So go check out that exhibit. It is going to be there through the summer. And if you have people here from out of town on Saturday, the Railroad Museum will be open. I think they open 10 to 4 maybe, so you can go check that out. Now, there is a charge for visiting that, but it's very nominal. $10? I think it's $10 for adults. I don't remember the rest, but under 3 or 4, somewhere in there, it's absolutely free. But and they do have tour guides that will talk to you about all the different aspects of the 7 cars that are there. All right, so that was the museum part of my trip. Now, I did not get to go by the art center where they had the art exhibit going on. So if you are haven't checked out the art, I haven't checked out the art, but the exhibit is on display there. So I hope that you will get by there and see who won. They have a lot of prizes, and a lot of people were excited last night when their piece of art or their child's art had won. So make sure you check that out. Okay. So that takes care of that. Then, of course, is it was down to the marketplace, where I tell you what, there were a lot of people hanging out, having a good time. Let me tell you, it was pretty cool. Music was galore. Good libations were galore, whether you liked local brews or whether you liked wine from Flynn's. I tell you what, I had a glass of very nice Moscato that was very nice last night, Debbie. I liked it very much. Thank you for the choice. And I just enjoyed seeing a lot of people that you hadn't seen in a long time. That's one of the beauties about these events, is seeing people you haven't seen for a while. And so it was a lot of fun. Also, I want to say, I appreciate it very much, is all the nice compliments that I get about the shows that we do. One thing that people seem to like a lot is putting local focal on the air, so they know what music, what bands are playing there. And of course, local focal will be coming up with their new series for during the Festival of Discovery. They'll be upstairs there at Howard's with all kinds of musicians. So, I mean, we've got a lot of music. And I want to thank Granger Smith for making sure that every week we have music here to put up what the lineup, who's playing where. So, but I got some nice kudos for the work that I do. And you know what? That's the biggest pay of all, when y'all tell me that there was something good that I did, and or that you appreciated the point of view or the story. And that's why I like y'all to engage in this morning. Well, it should be coffee talk, but right now it's tea talk. Tea talk. Who ever heard of such a thing, Ann? Has anybody ever done a show called Tea Talk? Well, you know, you can actually today at the, just veering off, just like I do, at the symposium they're doing out, the garden symposium they're doing out there at Wesley Commons today, you can actually make your own tea bags. 3 of them. But at least it gets you started on the art of making tea, so that's pretty cool. They've got a great program out there. I think Stephanie Turner over there at the Clemson Extension has done a great job of pulling that together and giving it the thing about this is that doing a festival is always being able to add up your game, do something. Well, Stephanie has definitely done that with the symposium. Not only do they have the morning symposium, but that afternoon they have a whole lot of different activities going on. Now, that is something you had to sign up for. I'm not sure if you haven't signed up. I'm not sure you could still do it, but still, very, very nice, and I hope that you got to hear Stephanie and Jimmy McInville, who is the city gardener that is in charge of making sure everybody does their job for the topiaries that look great. But anyways, down there I got to talk to Joe Gibson, the chef over there at Good Times Brewing. I'll just say it. I was trying to get him to do fried watermelon. I knew that would be a hit. He said, I just couldn't get it done. I'm sorry. But he has promised me some fried watermelon, so I'll be able to tell you all about it. Anyways, he has promised me that. But he had these hot honey sliders that were delicious. They had chicken. They were chicken. And they were delicious with little Hawaiian rolls. Oh, my God, they were fabulous. I think he told me he sold over either 200 or 250. I don't remember. He goes, Ann, that's a lot of sliders. I said, I understand. Chris Reeder over there at Fat Daddy's had a delicious, some type of chimichurri something. I didn't get to taste that one, but it looked delicious too. He had really ramped up his game. Montague's was there with their selections. Everybody was enjoying the different foods, and that's what it was about, a toast and a taste, and it was delicious, wrapped up with some great tunes. A toast, a taste, and tunes. So people were wandering around having a good time. Then they were sitting down listening to the music. We had 3 different bands to begin with, and then coming up at 7:30, the Swinging Medallions took the stage. We had a great interview Wednesday afternoon with the Swinging Medallions. We had Sean McElrath here and Richard Loper. I tell you what, that video is doing very well out there. Let me tell you, a lot of people have seen it. And, of course, we debuted their new song right here on WCRS Wednesday afternoon, because that's what we do right here. We try to be on top of it. Hit me with them horns. And they of course were excited to play that during the show, but the old favorites. And seeing the people up front dancing and having a great time was so much fun. Sometimes they were doing a line dance, sometimes they were dancing as couples, but regardless of what was happening, everybody was having a good time. Swinging Medallions really know how to put on a show. So let's see. Well, we're not going to play the whole thing, but let's play a little bit of their new song, Hit Me With Them Horns.
All right, do it loud in a weird voice. That's a bad idea. Hit me with them horns, 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 horns. Moving on the dance floor, blow it cool, play a while make it fight. Let's slide into and keep on grooving it tight. Appreciate you coming to the show. We'll keep it ripping, sipping party mode. Every time you hear the band play, you know we only want to hear you say, hit me with the horns, baby. Rock me all along, baby. Hit me with the horns, baby. Rock me all along, baby.
Oh, yeah, that's the Swinging Medallions' new song, Hit Me With Them Horns. And I think it's great. I think it was, and the song was a couple of years in the making, but do you realize it's been 50 years since they put out a original new song? It's true. It's true. But they say that they have more in the pipeline and they'll be putting it out more. So you can go over to their website, get the song downloaded. It was last night at midnight. It went live. Of course, we had it here earlier and a lot of people liked it. And like I said, we've had a lot of views of our videos here lately. So thank you. It's a great way when you share them and other people like them and see what we're doing over here at WCRS. So any and all, this is a shameless plug to help us do even better right here on the radio and on Facebook would be appreciated. By the way, they've started putting some of the videos up on YouTube. So by Monday, we should be able to make an announcement as to where you can go see them on YouTube, and I'm looking for that to make it a lot easier for a lot of people that don't want to go on Facebook, but they do go on YouTube, so you'll be able to see them usually by the next day. I don't think I can do it that day, but by the next day we should have the video from the day before, and they'll all be going up, All right. That's a little bit about last night. Great night, lots of fun, and good to see so many people that you don't get to see on a Thursday night. The weather turned out perfect. I don't know how that happened, but we just must live right here in Greenwood, South Carolina. All right, let's look at a couple of other stories out there. I'm not talking about the budget for South Carolina. I'm still irritated about that and the $15,000 a year raise that the Senate and the House gave themselves. I'm still irritated about that. I'm irritated that the governor didn't toss that one out. He was talking about it. It was such a good budget. It was such a good budget. I only had a few vetoes and not really anything substantial. Well, that's the problem. You should have done something substantial and not let them have that one. I'm sorry. Should have kicked it back and made them work for it a little bit rather than, we got the money, let's just go ahead and do it. So that's my opinion about it. I've talked to a lot of people. A lot of people are upset about the fact that this is how this was done. If they'd done a study committee, if it had been made effective when new representatives had come in at the new election, a lot of people said they could go for it. But just to give them a raise right in the middle of the first year, they don't like it. And they think that the fact that there was more money available just made it that much easier for them to do it. Obviously, they didn't think about the consequences, what people would think about it when they saw this. $1 billion extra, and guess what? We're giving ourselves a raise. So I'm still irritated about that. One thing I do want you to know, next week we've got a jam-packed schedule for Meet Me at the Diner. We are going to have Alan Wilson on with us on Tuesday the 10th. Yes, Alan Wilson and David. Alan will be calling in. He said he wants to come in studio, just couldn't make it work this week, but he'll be calling in for about a half-hour interview. If you've got some questions for our state's attorney, please go ahead and call, leave a message, or text 864-229-7984. That's 864-229-7984. Then we're going to have David Stumbo, our local solicitor. David Stumbo will be on from 5:30 to 6. So that'll be on Tuesday the 10th. Wednesday afternoon, Anthony Price, we're going to be talking about homelessness, the effects of how people get there. A lot of things that we have talked about in the past, but it's been a long time, and I was like, people need to remember why people end up in homelessness, that it's trauma that has a lot of effect on their lives. So we're going to be talking about that, plus all the things that Pathway House is doing over there. I have to give Pathway House huge kudos. They are constantly evolving and making what they're doing over there better, and the success rate is just phenomenal. So we'll have Anthony Price with Pathway House on to talk. And then on Thursday, I'm not sure who the guest is, but I know we're going to be talking about fire hoses. No, we're not talking about fire hoses. We're talking about what the fire fee pays and why our firefighters need to tell you what all they do, how all it works. I think there's a lot of disconnect on what our firefighters actually do. And there'll be some discussion about how they should proceed in the future. So I hope you'll tune into that. That will be on Thursday, June 12th. So that's on Thursday. As I said, I know we are doing that show on Thursday. I just don't know who exactly will be here, but that is what we are looking at. So that's next week on Meet Me at the Diner. You're going to want to make sure you tune in for those. But now let's switch over and talk one article that everybody's talking about. Let's see. This was one from the New York Post, and it says this is updated as of 8:55 this morning. So this has got to be almost the latest, although who knows? It's been 45 minutes, so maybe almost an hour. Maybe things have changed. But Trump says Musk has lost his mind, has no interest in talking with the billionaire as public feud simmers. See, part of me thinks that this is this real, or is this made up to spark a lot of attention to what's going on? It says, then there's an article down here. Trump wants to get rid of his Tesla. Prez considering selling, giving away his vehicle. So I think this is a lot of hooey, just trying to get everybody jazzed up. I'm not sure it's exactly true. Are we playing a game, or are they really serious? Now, when Musk said that the reason the Epstein files hadn't been released is because Trump's name was on the list. That may have been going a little too far. I doubt if that was an act. So it is a shame to see that we have this falling apart at the top level. I think it's a distraction. I don't think it really serves a good place. But President Trump said Friday he has zero interest in speaking to Elon Musk. I think last night when I went to bed, they were talking that they thought that they might be able to get them together to have a little makeup bromance and make up here a little bit. But President Trump said Friday he has zero interest in speaking to Elon Musk with their escalating feud just hours after White House aides had apparently scrambled to set up a phone call between the pair. You mean the man who has lost his mind? Trump told ABC News when asked about reports he was slated to call Musk at some point on Friday. Trump added that he was not particularly in speaking to his former ally, even though he said Musk wants to talk to him. Well, that's what they call positioning, right? That's taking a stand and getting your words out there first, which is what President Trump is very good at doing. It comes after a White House official had earlier said the two men had planned to speak to each other later Friday. A separate White House aide later said no call was on the agenda. Meanwhile, news of the so-called call, first reported by Politico, came as Trump also tried to downplay his very public breakup with his once close ally Musk. Oh, it's okay, Trump told the outlet when asked about the very public spat. It's going very well. Never done better. The numbers, though, are through the roof. The highest polls I've ever had, and I have to go, he added as he touted his ratings. The verbal punches had erupted after Trump criticized Musk in the Oval Office Thursday afternoon for earlier denouncing the administration's big, beautiful bill. Threats quickly flew over government contracts and ended with the world's Threats quickly flew over government contracts and ended with the world's richest man suggesting Trump should be impeached. Oh my God. Musk even accused the administration of withholding documents related to convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein because the president would be mentioned. Time to drop the really big bomb. Trump is in the Epstein files. That's the real reason they have not made him public. Have a nice day, Donald J. Trump, Musk posted on X. So they're just going back and forth. The Tesla billionaire showed signs of backing down late Thursday after hedge fund manager Bill Ackman called for peace between the two men, saying the world would greatly benefit from their friendship. You're not wrong, Musk wrote in response to Ackerman's tweet. So that's kind of where it's at. But this feud is kind of taking a storm. You know, as much as it was in the news about their bromance, it is now as much in the news with their breakup. So as they talk about the big beautiful bill, Musk has been very outspoken about how he feels about it. He's also very upset with Trump doing away with some of the advantages that they had for Teslas, some of the discounts that were allowed through the federal government. So anyways, this is... and of course, then you've got Musk out there saying if it wasn't for him, Trump wouldn't have gotten elected. And of course, you know, that one would really get under Trump's crawl there. So where this goes, will the two meet? Will this amp down? I don't know. It looks like it's developed a life of its own. And of course, the media is loving this because it is creating all this. Meanwhile, those of us that are down in the trenches, we got to remember, we got to keep our mind on making sure that everything moves forward. I am going to be actually very interested to see how the Senate works with, quote, the big beautiful bill. I think there are some issues with the big beautiful bill that they have, and even though the numbers just came out on employment and they were not bad, they showed pretty steady growth. That's a good thing. The question is, what is the public perception? The very fact that people are trying to save more money, it shows that people are concerned and don't know what the future holds, which is why in some aspects on some of our governments, I think that a more conservative approach on how the monies will come in. It's just like it's been said that tourism here in South Carolina could take a hit, particularly from Canadians, and Canadians love to come to America, and they love to come to Myrtle Beach and our coast area and everything. So will this have an effect? The tariffs, the discussions, the ongoing discussions, will this have an effect on people coming to the United States to vacation? I don't know. But everybody has anticipated dollars based on the status quo and where we were last year, not where we are right at this moment. But I think there are signs that show that people want to be prudent. They want to be not putting themselves out there. I think while the effects have not shown yet, there are people that are saying how they're going to proceed with what they're doing. So I think the smarter option is be a little conservative in your spending, maybe put a little more away for a savings and this type of thing to make sure that you're not caught on this. And, of course, the capital sales tax projects are all based on dollars that we've had this last year. What will happen this year? Well, I don't know. I don't know. So these are things to think about. I think inflation is actually getting less in some aspects. I mean, the price of eggs, I still do not understand the price of gas. What was it last night? $2.56, and right after Memorial Day, there was the Memorial Day bump. It went up to, what was it, 279, 280, something like that. I don't understand this up and down on the gas. So despite what we all want to believe, we have to have a reality check as to what really is. So let's just FYI, something to be aware of. I don't think anybody needs to change their focus that much, but being aware of what's happening is always a good idea. Always a good idea. So, are you ready to talk about some other things? Hey, by the way, President Trump, they did bring back a guy that was deported to Guatemala, was brought back. So that's an interesting thing that happened. The court said they had to bring this man back who had been wrongly sent to Guatemala. And guess what? They got him back and he came back. So there you go. A lot of moving parts out there. That's the bottom line. And it is, you have to constantly keep up with all these moving parts if you really want to be in the know. That's why you tune in to me, because I try to do it, and it's exhausting. It's exhausting. Anyways, I'm Ann Eller here this morning. I'm wearing a cool hat if you want to check it out. And if you need a car wash from Frank's Car Wash, let me know what color and how you like my hat here this morning, and I'll send you a free Frank's Car Wash. There is still time. I've got a few things I want to talk about. I want to talk about some of the things that are going on this main weekend with the Festival of Flowers, and I think I got a couple other things that maybe are not related to that. Before we do that, though, let me tell you, I got the news last night. What did I get? On American Legion baseball. That's right. On American Legion baseball, what do I have? Yes, okay. We're all good. Okay. I have the latest. Here we go. What does it say? Great game last night. Post 20 Juniors versus Clinton. Clinton scored 6 runs in the first inning. Post 20 answered with 2 runs in the second and 7 runs in the third. Clinton earned 4 runs and Post 20 earned 1 in the fourth, tying the score at 10-10. More back and forth throughout the remaining innings with Greenwood Post 20 the victor, 15-12. That would have been an exciting game last night. Next game is Monday evening on 6/9 at 6 p.m. Greenwood Legion Field. Combined homes. Okay, so then I do have the schedule. We're going to try to make sure I keep you updated as to what is going on over there at the American Legion. Sometimes the schedule gets changed because I have a cancellation, but I have somebody that's going to keep me updated. So also, admission is $7 for adults, students 12 to 17, just $5, students 6 to 11, $1, under 5 for free. They have a very economical concession stand. We like to say we are the Augusta Masters concessions of Legion Baseball. Hot dogs, barbecue sandwiches, popcorn, pickles, candy, soft drinks, sweet tea, and lots of other items. So if you would like to go to a game, the next one is Monday evening out there, American Legion Baseball. You really should get out there and see it. It's a great way to do an old-time pastime and take the kids or grandkids and let them see how simple but exciting life can be. That's right. All right. So we got a lot going on today. The Uptown Market, they are having the We're having food trucks. We're having Blooms and Beats and the craft show. Now, of course, I am most interested in the food trucks because everybody always talks about, oh, we're going to have food trucks. And then you get there and there's one or two food trucks. Now, I mean, that's nice, but that doesn't give you the variety that you are going to get at this year's food trucks. That's right. That is starts today at 12 to 8, Saturday from 10 to 9. It says, get ready for a foodie's paradise in the heart of uptown Greenwood for 2 delicious days. Indulge in mouth-watering eats from the best local and regional food trucks, serving up everything from savory barbecue to decadent desserts and refreshing beverages and even a coffee cart. So there you go. They are going to have all this. I understand. I've seen the word 12 throughout the thing. In one post by the man who is in charge of this, I heard 19 food trucks. Now, I got to go check that out. They're going to be all along the circle right there on Oregon, right above the marketplace. Now, of note, the splash pad will not be open this weekend. We'll open up on Sunday, but because of all the activities, they're not going to have that. So they've got the food trucks. Then they've got the Bloom and Beats going on Friday from 4 to 9 and Saturday from noon to 9. They're going to have Freddie McClendon. They're going to have Ryan Pitts and the Southern Gentlemen's Friday evening. They've got a whole list of people that are playing all afternoon. And then tomorrow on Saturday, they are on from noon to 9. It starts today uptown from 4 to 9. So that's exciting, and that's a new activity added, and it's called Blooms and Beats. And we got to thank Granger Smith with Local Focal for putting this all together. He was the captain of this, and he's done an excellent job. Then they've got the craft show going on. The craft show starts today from 12 to 6 and Saturday from 10 to 6. Now, this is a juried craft show, so that means you really have to be a crafter. You can't just be making up something that you buy a kit or something. This is supposed to be real craft show, so that should be excellent. So you've got the food trucks, you've got the craft show, and you've got Blooms and Beats. So that's going to be a great day. They also have a USTA Junior Tennis Tournament. The Railroad Historic Center is going to be open with guided tours. Actually, it says they're going to be open on Friday. Okay, usually they're just open Saturday, but maybe they're open Friday and Saturday this year. Also, tonight is the opening night of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat at the Greenwood Community Theater. That is this weekend and then next weekend. So 2 weekends that it will be open. $25 for adults, $22 for seniors and military, $20 for students, and $18 for children. Tickets can be gotten online, and you can also contact the box office, 864-229-70. Oh, what is their number? 229. I should have remembered that. Let's check it out on the big board. What have we got? The theater, 229-5704. 5704 for the, for the Greenwood Community Theater. And that opens tonight. Now, also on Saturday, they got a fun run. They've got Kid Fest. Now, Kid Fest is going to be huge, and I suggest that you get out there early on Saturday morning, out there to the Greenwood County Recreation Center, a.k.a. the Wilbank Center, a.k.a. the old Civic Center. That's right. Oh, come on. I just dropped. Okay, I'm sorry. Penny is having a little fit over the poster board that has all my numbers on it. Yes. God, Penny, it's really not that serious. Here we go. Here, let me put that back up. All right, life is good now. All right, so they are going to have the opening out there, the ribbon cutting for the Civic Center out there, center. They got a lot going on. They've got the Kid Fest, they've got exhibits, they're going to have all kinds of sports activities, so you're going to want to check that out. They have really gone full bore this year, and Julie Weidman is the person heading that up, and she has said she did a video afternoon show with Tracy Williams from the chamber, and she said she loved putting this program together. Hope you're going to get out there. That starts at 9 o'clock, as does the farmers market will also be open out there. So we got lots going on this weekend. You just got to make sure you're part of it. They've got garden tours going on. They've got an edible garden in Uptown Greenwood, the Lanford Family Garden at Gatewood, the Weber Family Garden at Puckett's Ferry, the Gant Family Garden on Country Club Drive. So that is all part of what is going on this weekend. So tennis tournaments, see if I missed anything. Don't forget to check out the art show. That's also a great place to cool off. It's nice and cool in there, and check out all that. And don't miss all the topiaries all around Uptown Greenwood. Here's another thing that's kind of fun. On Sunday, they're having the Cokesbury College Tour and Ice Cream Social. That'll be going on from 2 to 5 out there at Cokesbury College. They will see all the recent restoration efforts, both inside and outside of the college building. The college building and grounds are listed on the National Register of Historic Places. And I believe I saw where Karen Petit is going to be out there with her new book about Louis on his tour through American history. And she says she may even bring Louis out there. So it's going to be a fun afternoon out there at Cokesbury College right there in Hodges. So if you have family and friends, or it's not too late to pick up the phone and give them a call and tell them to come on down to Greenwood and keep them busy with activities out there so they don't have to hang out at your house. That's what I say is always a win. All right, I'm Ann Eller. I know that there are other things to talk about, but this is the Festival of Flowers. Let's see if I can find anything else that I have missed out on. Oh, what have we got here? Let's see. Here we go. I know I had some other things. And yes, see, when we're live, up there on my moniker up there, it says live. Is that pretty cool? That is pretty cool. All right, so here I am. Tell me what you think of what I got going on here. Love to always hear from you. Oh, Diane said good morning. Jonathan said good morning. Hey, how y'all doing? Somebody said my hat yesterday was kind of crazy. Yeah, it was. Also, I do want to remind you, they are having a summer meal registration, June 5th to July 10th, summer meal pickup from Emerald High School. Serving all children 18 and under. Do you plan to participate, it says, in the Child Nutrition Summer Meal Service this year? If so, please complete the required registration. And this form must be complete to participate in the Summer Meal Pickup Program. I'm sure you probably can go to Greenwood School District 50 to get that application. But that is another really good program that is put on so no child goes hungry. That is terrific. By the way, our videos are getting pretty popular out there. I'm very glad to say that. We've got quite a few, 1,000+ views, and that makes my heart sing. So thank you very much. If you like and share our videos, whether it's my morning show or the afternoon show, it really is appreciated. So make sure you're doing that for us. We also, what else do we have? I have other things. Well, let's flip over. Let's try flipping over here and see if I can see anything else that I haven't talked about here today. My God. It just seems that there is so much all the time. Yeah, I posted some videos on Facebook from last night, and a lot of people have been enjoying and liking those. So check those out. That's Anne, A-N-N-E, Eller. We've got videos over there, so please check those out. And let's check out one more time, see if there's anything else I should try to tell you. Tell you what, yep, we'll be talking about that with Alan Wilson next week. Will be with us. Alan Wilson will be with us on Tuesday afternoon, so we've got a lot of good things to talk about with him. I think the Greenwood County Sheriff's Office is hiring right now applications for the position of courthouse security officer. That might be something you'd like to check out. I think maybe that is it for today. That is it for today. Check this message here. Oh, I got something from over there at the Fiddle and Bow. Okay. Okay, Justin up there from Fiddle and Bow. I have a guy coming to the venue tomorrow. He's driving down and looking, can he do an interview while riding? Are you interested for your radio show, maybe in the morning? He wrote Tracy Bird's huge hit, I'm From the Country. George Strait has one of his songs out now, too, The Moon. Andy Griggs just did a video with Marty. Marty has On America Got Talent. So, how about that? I'm going to have to follow up with that and see if I can maybe get a quick interview and we'll play it, or maybe on the show. Hey, I'm not really sure how much of a show I'm doing tomorrow. I'll just say it. I'm very tempted to be out there in the mix reporting back on this, but we'll see. You know there'll be great music on the air even if I'm not here. That's going to do it for me. I hope you have enjoyed the show. I hope that you will continue to join me right here on WCRS. I think we're going to play a little more as we take it out here this morning of the Swinging Medallions. Hit me with them horns. Congratulations, guys, for releasing a great new song. And you know, there are so many bands that do not have any horns. It really is great to see a group that has some great horn section. So that's going to do it for me. We are out of here. Have a great day. Bye-bye, everybody.
All right, do it loud in a weird voice. That's a bad idea.